play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastic gonna find Rainer.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus gaming series. It's season 9 and what an exciting time to be casting Heroes of the Storm. Welcome Repsychic, my co-caster of the evening. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm okay tonight, Aero. How are you?
You know, you're looking rather bright today, Repsychic.
Yeah, I decided to move my lamp from over here to over here, and I look really bright to the point where I actually look orange. I don't know if I like this.
No worries. Well, you know what? It's good because we can see your shining, smiling face.
I know, my beautiful, scintillating face. It looks so
Right?
great, guys. I feel so handsome now. Uh-oh.
Well, let's do a quick overview of the teams that we're looking at here today and the map bans, and then it looks like we're in the draft, so we can get started here pretty quickly. So for the standings real quick here, so we already see that Illidancing Queens has already played a match. They've already got a point.
Oh.
Church of Murky, this is their first match of the season here. I believe Illidancing Queens played yesterday.
Okay.
And let's see, I think it was a calculated throw game, but I'm not sure. But let's take a look at our map bans, because those are important.
Always.
So we started off here with the map bans from Church of Murky on Braxis Holdout and Battlefield of Eternity. They don't want any of the B games. Illidancing Queens banning out Alterac Pass and Towers of Doom. Our first game is going to be on Volskaya Foundry, and that was the selection of the blue team.
Awesome. A good choice. I always like Volskaya. And so do you guys, apparently. So.
Exactly. All right, so we're starting off with an Alarak and a Zool ban. Zool kind of climbing up in the meta with his recent adjustments. Very, very friendly to Zool. What do you think about the Zool changes?
You know, it's funny. If you showed me just this screen 2 years ago, I would have said, oh, was this early HOTS? No. This is current HOTS, ladies and gentlemen, where Zool and Alarak are highly banned. Well, not so much Alarak, but the recent Zool changes, I think he's pretty wild. He's always been that character that can kind of ruin your day, but not always. And now I think just regardless, he almost always does. But yeah, I don't really know too much of how to deal with him, to be honest. Been out of it for a bit, but that's okay. Zool is he's a crazy guy, and he has a lot of push potential, especially with these latest changes. And there's another character who does, Sylvanas.
Yeah, and you know, Zool's changes really give him he still has the cleave auto attack setup, but he's also got much more value in going into a scythe build where he's able to get those additional scythes. And now, anytime he hits a hero, he creates skeletons. And the root focuses those skeletons onto that hero. So he has a little bit more team fight potential and a little bit of a variety of a build, depending on what your opponents have. But we're going to see an ETC and Mephisto as the 1-2 coming out from Church of Murky.
That's kind of an odd priority on Mephisto. If you're going to run him, I would assume you'd pick him later, just because, like I just said, he's not a super high priority, but and so it's something you can potentially hold. But maybe they just really, really wanted him and want to get him out there, so that's cool.
It is kind of interesting too, because with Mephisto, there are a couple of ways that you can kind of, I don't want to say negate him. There are a couple of ways you can make his day a little bit more difficult with heroes like an Anubrak or Stitches, a Garrosh, Malfurion, Stukov, like anybody, Nazebo, like you know where he's gonna be.
Yes.
So just have some fun with the guy, and of course, you know the Stukov, or I'm sorry, not the Stukov, the Stitches and Anubarak. When he teleports in, you're just like, I need you to stay right here.
Absolutely. So
interestingly enough, it's the Malfurion was banned by Illidancing Queens. Now I find that interesting because they took the Rhaegar instead of Malfurion.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I see Rhaegar as, you know, he has the most power, one of the more powerful cleanses. There's another one who has a great cleanse as well. You know, that talent that they keep taking away from all the healers. So he
not entirely modifying.
Not entirely. There's some that just kind of remove, but that's a straight up unstoppable. Yeah. So I don't mind the Rhaegar pick really. It kind of shuts ETC down pretty much, but Malfurion, I suppose, does the same thing. He just can't help with the mosh pit, whereas Cleanse straight up can. So I don't mind it. The Malfurion ban also makes sense.
All right, well, we get Imperius and Maiev on the side of Illidancing Queens, but we also then have the Deathwing joining here for Church of Murky. So I was thinking that Church of Murky was looking a little bit light on the beef, even though they have 100% of the beef in this game. But bringing in that Deathwing's definitely going to help them out. And what do you have to counter it? Maiev can't pull you.
Nope.
Warden's Cage isn't going to help you.
Nope.
Sylvanas can't percent damage with her level 1. Imperius is it. That's it.
Imperius, yeah. There's not a whole lot to deal with him, but I suppose I've been told one way to deal with him is to not deal with him. So I don't know.
Just ignore him?
Yeah, just straight up ignore him, walk past him, go beat everybody else up. I don't know how well that works, but
yeah, it is going to be interesting. I do like Illidancing Queen's draft in general more, but I think that it also has a little bit more challenge because of the Deathwing. So we'll just have to see how this Deathwing plays out. Yeah. So, all right. Well, Rek, why don't you go ahead and start us off with the player introductions?
Hell yeah. I'm going to go ahead and introduce your blue team. That is going to be the Church of Murky. You got Redbeard playing Deathwing, Orion playing Lunara, Navy Nuke on Mephisto, Begully on Whitemane, and Shock on ETC.
Alrighty, and over here on the right, we've got the Illidancing Queens. We got D. Cherrywood playing the Johanna, Born to Shine on the Rhaegar, Sestranon, Sylvanas, Yotaru on the Maiev, and Imperius is going to be played by Dax.
Aero, you said a neutral thing. You were just specifically told to say a nice thing. You just said that they are playing Rhaegar. Disgusting. Anyway,
what are you talking
just
about?
Forget it. No, in chat, the chat is up. I forgot you don't have that up. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I remember to only say nice things about me. Yeah, see, I actually turned that off just in case somebody happens to rage and drop some F-bombs or something. That way we can keep our stream neutral.
Very true.
So feel free to let me know if any chat comes up. So
we'll do.
All right, the rotation's slightly in favor of Church of Murky just at the moment here. And we do have here Pursuit of Vengeance for Maiev, so not one that I see commonly. I don't even know what it does. I had to hover over it to see what it was. Just producing the Spirit of Vengeance cooldown.
Yep.
Good talk. We've got
I've been seeing it a lot lately. Actually, this isn't the first time that's popped up for me.
Gotcha. The fortification camp picked up here for Illidancing Queens first, right at the 1 minute mark were they there, and now Church of Murky on their way heading down as well. And now Rek, these teams have faced each other before, right? I think they played against each other in the Zul'jin Distillery.
I was going to say the Zul'jin Distillery, potentially. If they haven't,
I guess I can pull that up.
Yeah, if they haven't, then I'm a clown. But hey, it's entirely possible. I'm well aware of both of these teams. I think or at least I have, played both of them before. So I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in here.
I don't think I've played against Church of Murky.
Okay, that was season 5 era. That was slightly not before your time, but
That was a sub.
Yeah.
So what else do we have? So we've got Mephisto going into the Lightning Nova build here, getting that additional damage. So I think that's also pretty common.
Yeah.
And down in the bottom, Deathwing and Imperius here, a little bit in favor of Deathwing. He's already got half of that bottom tower dead. They can disc, he says. Yeah, fair enough. Porky says that containment disc would work on the Deathwing. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Remove him from the fight, get him out of there for a little bit.
Ah, crap.
Oh no, what happened?
I have a Nightbot on and I forgot that I even had that, so I'll have to fix that.
Uh-oh.
It's talking about the Regen Invitational.
Oops. Well, if you want to donate to a charity anyway, go right ahead, but...
Alright, first control point is up. So far, it's going to be Deathwing heading up first. Redbeard on the point there has almost 3/4 of his energy bar.
Okay. It's doing alright.
Go ahead and take it away for a second, Rek. I'm going to fix this Nightbot.
Maybe Nuke's gonna go ahead and pop in there, just get a little bit of damage in, but nothing doing there. Illidancing Queen's gonna go ahead and clear that top camp, Aero. Go on and get that out of there. Maybe go grab 7s, so that it'll be a 7v7 fight. In the meantime, mid lane being poked down in favor of Church of Murky.
And it is at 65% on the channel now here. Redbeard looking like he's gonna pull back.
Oh, here we go. Into a team fight broken out. Jax is getting real low in there. He's going to go ahead and walk through the fire, and that's going to be kill number 1 and 2 for Church of Murky.
Nearly a third is Born to Shine having to pull back there on Rhaegar. Not a lot of health left there, but did tap and get a little chain heal. It seems like there's some discussion over who's going to get into this mech.
And they're going to go ahead and opt for Lunara and ETC. Huh.
It looks like they're gonna get a little bit of damage in the mid as they make their way up into the top.
I'm a little bugged that Lunara is in there. She's got Nature's Culling. Why isn't she helping out?
Well, because she would be exposed. This gives Mephisto and Deathwing the opportunity to get a little bit of push in those other lanes. And with ETC in there, you got to be a little bit more careful about who's going to be coming into your back line.
Good point, good point.
So just the one tower down, it looks like. Johanna there did get a condemn onto both Lunara and ETC, but there wasn't any follow-up, so they weren't able to get that. Halfway to level 10 is Church of Murky.
Doing all right. They didn't get that top well, though, that they were seeking so badly.
Got a little bit of damage onto it, so they can always get back there at a later time.
Absolutely.
And it looks like both teams are going to head over to their fortification camps once again. This time it's Church of Murky that gets there a little bit faster, completes theirs, and with level 10s, I expect maybe they're coming up into the support camp here.
I would hope so.
And there are those pings.
Cherrywood wants to go ahead and check that out. He's just letting everybody know, you know, I see you. I know what you're doing.
All right, so ultimates here. So it is going to be the Scarlet Aegis and Endurance of Hate. I really like Endurance of Hate. I think it's a fun ultimate. Got the Mosh Pit, the Leaping Strike, and Burn Beneath My Shadow.
I almost would have liked the Burning Crusade better. Is that what it's called? I forget. It's been a minute since I played White Mane.
Divine Retribution.
Divine Retribution, Burning Crusade. What the heck am I thinking of?
Burning Crusade is vastly different, my friend.
I was gonna say, yeah. Oh, Silence from Sylvanas. That's a Wailing Arrow down for a little bit.
Yeah, for quite some time here, for really no value. Yotaru's going in, is going to get the pull, and here comes ETC. I think there was a mosh. There it is.
There it is. Right now. It's going to be a three-man mosh? Yeah, there it goes. It's going to go ahead and try to bop Maev back, but she gets healed by the Ancestral. Dark Cherrywood getting really low, but in goes the Endurance of Hate on Yotaru, but gets cleansed out and can leave pretty easily.
So we do have Deathwing coming up, and Church of Murky is going to move forward. They want to take out as much of this structure as possible. At the very least, they're going to get the well and the tower. So that's going to set them up really well here for taking control point B when that comes up, probably in the next minute or so.
Yes.
Now, Rek, just to catch you up on your crusades here, the Burning Crusade is a little bit different. That is the name of a Warcraft expansion related to the Outlands and the demons and stuff, whereas the Scarlet Crusade, is what you're thinking of, which is,
and I call myself a white main player.
and the Scarlet Crusade is against the Scourge.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about her second heroic. I was almost wondering if that would be better, you know, with the Mosh Pit and the whatchamacallit, Durance of Hate.
Right. Oh, a little bit of anti-synergy there between the Condemn and the Celestial Charge here, pulling ETC back in, but here comes the Cataclysm. Yutaru getting very low, is going to fall. Not enough in the tank for that one. There's the Biotic Emitter as well. The stun coming out onto Shock, but Johanna going to be the next one to fall as Illidancing Queen's in full retreat now. Let's take a look at some of these other stats here. So damage-wise, Sylvanas, the big number here for Illidancing Queens, as the fort is now going to be taken down here by Church of Murky. And then Mephisto, the big damage for Church of Murky. Listen, hey, chill.
Uh-oh. Doggo toys.
She just wanted to provide a little colorful commentary there.
Absolutely.
Squeaks of support. And speaking of support camp just came back up, and it looks like maybe... yeah, Church of Murky heading over to pick this up.
Okay. It doesn't look like Illidancing Queens has any intention. Oh, no, maybe they do. Maybe they do have every intention of getting back on there. But it's probably too late.
Just a little bit there, yeah. So Lunara has that Sentinel Wisp, so they could see it was Johanna and somebody else coming up there. I think maybe Yutaru on the Sylvanas. So they were pretty confident in their positioning and aware of the enemy team coming up. So the glove gonna hit Johanna back here as the Punisher making its way down into the bot lane, leaving Deathwing in the top to keep that push going, and that's gonna be pretty significant for them overall. I mean, with all 5 of Illidancing Queens down here, Deathwing eventually, I don't know, with a catapult with him as well, he could potentially even take that keep.
Maybe.
I think that if Church of Murky played this a little bit more defensively with their thing, they would have been able to do that.
I just heard like 3 different cleanses go out, but Shock is going to go ahead and get real low on that ETC, but not after getting an Ancestral for Maiev there, and a whole lot of nothing going on.
And that's a really tough place here. So Illidancing Queens finding themselves all at half health or less in many cases in a 5v4 fight that they were able to initiate with a Warden's Cage. They have absolutely no ultimates available.
None at all. And I swear I heard both cleanses go out.
I'm pretty sure you did. I mean, there was at least a cleanse to get out of the Warden's Cage there, and I'm pretty sure there was a cleanse for the Mosh. Not the Mosh, the Power Slide.
Durance. I think.
Or Durance, yeah.
I think it was for Durance, yeah.
So Deathwing playing the single player game in the bot lane there for a few moments here, getting Church of Murky a little bit closer to 16. Illidancing Queens trying to get the support camp before that can happen. But there goes the Durance getting the root onto Born to Shine, trying to pop into that wolf form to get out of there, but it's just not going to happen. Support camp going to be picked up by Church of Murky along with level 16s. Not a high scoring game, Rek.
Not really. This has been a predominantly Church of Murky game. I've been liking the Illidancing Queens, camp timers for the most part. They've been slightly slower in the later half of the game, but in the beginning they were pretty much on top of that.
Yeah, and it's a really tough circumstance here. They haven't really had an answer. They haven't been able to get any kills yet. And so far, that kill onto Born to Shine on the Rhaegar there of the support camp is the first one that didn't come during one of the control points.
Yeah. 16 yet to be picked up by Illidancing Queens. They gotta be looking for it at some point.
And I think right now they're just trying to play damage control as much as they possibly can. Never mind, we're gonna get everything here. Massive value from the Deathwing, getting everybody in that Warden's Cage, plus the choke point. A full 5-man team wipe.
Whoa.
And a lot of that comes from this talent right here, Conflagration, which essentially is Deathwing's living bomb, right? You become a exploding... It's a little bit worse than living bomb because it does a tick of damage every so often to everybody around you.
Yeah, really scary stuff. And there it was, right there.
Yep. So the last minute Deathwing pick, you know, and this is what I think of a Deathwing pick is like, you look at your opponent's draft and you say, hey, you know what? They don't have any way to deal with this. And suddenly Deathwing becomes high value. You know, picking him early in the draft gives a lot of opportunity for the enemy team to focus that. And I don't want to say that he's, you know, he's a challenge to play into that. He certainly can be, but it changes your play style entirely. This gives the Deathwing the opportunity to do almost whatever he wants. Just
about, right? Well, this is the fight that Illidancing Queens needs if they want to turn this around. 1916, they got to get something going here, but Redbeard is going to go ahead and dive in and just show up. Oh, Durance of Hate actually fails against an unstoppable Johanna, but it doesn't really matter because here comes Deathwing, going to go ahead and just breathe fire on all of his foes. There go 3 members of Illidancing Queens. Actually, make that 5. Another team wipe. Church of Murky showing up here, letting everyone in this division know just who they are.
Yeah, that was a really strong fight for them. It was a little questionable just because, you know, you're going into level 20. You have plenty of time to get level 20. You know, so to engage that kind of in that point, but that being said, they haven't really felt threatened. They just had a full team wipe a moment earlier. They've not lost a single player as yet, and now they're going to get their 3rd control point here with bottom keep down. This is a rough place here, being down 4 levels for Illidancing Queens.
Agreed. Uh-oh, another Durance of Hate gonna land, but immediately cleansed. I'm born to shine. Yotaru is gonna be fine.
At least for the moment, it's still just ETC in the Protector, so it doesn't have the armor, it doesn't have the bonus damage, but Lunara taking out the Sylvanas there and jumping all over here. Yotaru gonna get caught in the Cataclysm, and with that level 20 arrival of a god here, didn't really need the slow or the additional ticking damage. It's just gonna be the core going down. Game number 1 going over to Church of Murky in a very dominant fashion. So, Rek, the splash screen for the Dark Nexus, in case you're wondering, is available for purchase on the Blizzard store.
Oh, wonderful.
Just in case... I mean, I happen to know somebody who decided to pick one up.
You know, would it be yourself?
You know, it just might be. Just might be.
I don't need more targeted ads this week, Aero. I don't need any more. I've already had like 3 that I've splurged on, and I don't need more.
Fair enough. So what do you think of the game? What do you think Illidancing Queens needs to do to be able to come back in this next round and be successful?
You know, I think that you brought up a great point about you have to change your play style, right? I think that Illidancing Queens went in going, okay, we're gonna have, you know, a big cage and me, Johanna, I'm gonna pull everyone into it, and Sylvanas is gonna go ahead and silence everyone, and then Deathwing shows up, and they didn't really deal with that. They didn't change up their playstyle. I think they went in with that same mindset, and Deathwing just kind of says no to all of that. And it was evident with the mercenary camp, the turret camp fight down when it was 16 to 15 in levels. That fight, I think in particular, would have been great had there been no Deathwing. So I think maybe just ban Deathwing or just take him yourself. I don't know. Something as simple as that, or maybe just change up your play style, really.
Sure, absolutely. I could see the ban on Deathwing. I thought otherwise that I really did like Illidancing Queen's draft.
Yeah,
and I think that the challenge was just overcoming that one hero that he's literally unstoppable.
Yeah, no, and I really didn't hate anything that I saw from them. I don't think they played poorly at all. It's just, I just think that, simply they just didn't prepare, I suppose, for something like that. So.
Yep, so we'll see what they come up with here in the next round. And let's see. So that was the map pick of Church of Murky. So if you're Illidancing Queens, what would you prefer here? Would you want first pick or would you want map pick?
I've always been a fan of map pick personally, but yeah, I think if you really want to go in with a plan, go ahead and go with that first pick, which is what I suppose they did last game, right? They were first pick.
They were first pick, but I don't know if they were if that was their choice or not.
Their choice. Okay. If you have an idea in your head of what you want to play, then go for the first pick, but I personally prefer map pick. I like to know where I'm going and adapt that way. That's just me.
Makes sense. All right, well, why don't we go ahead and just do a quick commercial break while we wait on the teams to get everything together and show us where we're going. We'll be right back.
All right.
More scrapes and adventures than I can count. That being said, I've never seen anything like this.
Hail, hero!
Is that a frog in a bubble? Oh gosh, they are so cute. Well then, there's so many friendly people here. Coming through. Love the hair.
Oh, the cavalry's here!
This place is awesome! I found some Vikings! Wow, you're big! The name's Tracer, and the Nexus could always use more heroes. Ah! Not funny!
There is much for us to settle.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we know where we're going. Rek, take it away. Where are we going?
We're going to Infernal Shrines. I don't know
like
if that
how
comes out, but
it just cut off in the middle.
It cut off. Dang it!
It was like shrines.
Oh.
But yes,
my mic was like, no.
Right, we're going to Infernal Shrines, and this is the selection of Church of Murky. We previously banned out Alterac Pass and Towers of Doom, courtesy of Illidancing Queens. And what was it? Battlefield of Eternity and Brax's Holdout were the bans from Church of Murky.
Oh.
So no 2-lane maps today.
No 2-lane maps, but No Alterac. Few.
Fair enough. Fair enough, Rick. So we got one team ready. Casters are ready. Sounds like the other team's ready. We're gonna get started.
Oh, cool. Now, what if it cut him off? Then I would be phonetically correct.
That would be somewhat prophetic. Are you a prophet?
I am a recycling.
All right, everybody, that's the end of the stream. I hope you enjoyed your evening. We'll be back soon. Maybe. Perhaps. Might go dig myself a hole. Fill it back up.
6 foot hole. Just hop in. Oh no.
All right, so Infernal Shrines, Deathwing can get a lot of value still here. He can still be in that solo lane. And they said, nope, not today. No Deathwing this time.
No, none of that. You know, Aero, I was thinking Infernal Shrines is kind of similar to Volskaya, you know? Just a little bit.
In some ways, yeah.
In some ways. I mean, I think the shrines are random, if I'm not mistaken.
They
not
are.
like random. Yeah, no. But the main thing is it's 3 lanes. You got that middle area that's very point control-y, kind of. And you see a lot of similar comps, I see, at least, played there. So, I don't know. I always associate those two.
I wonder if you remember how in HGC they had the top-down view of the maps, and they would show like the locations of the camps and all that stuff?
Yeah, I do.
I wonder if they have those clips.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Because if they had those clips on YouTube, then I could clip that and I could put it in as we were starting the thing.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Not saying I like to completely rip off everything that I can off of HGC, but we are playing their draft music.
Oh, well, then.
Kael'thas, the second ban. Now, Kael'thas was not banned last game.
No. But I think he gets a lot of value on this map, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I don't think I really need to explain why. All that AoE damage gets those little skeleton men. Oof, gets them so easy.
We're going to see a first pick Garrosh.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about first pick Garrosh?
So, I don't like it personally. When I play Garrosh, I don't like to first pick Garrosh. Second and third pick, maybe more so, but I just don't like picking it just because it's so easy for them to then say, oh, we'll take like a Jaina or Mephisto does provide some fairly consistent slows, not as much, but we're going to see our first Tassadar so far this season, Rek. How you feeling about the Tassadar? Have you played Tassadar at all?
I have yet to, and I don't really have any intention of it.
Oh, that's true, because he's not a support anymore, so why do you care?
No, he's not, so why do I care?
I'll see the Leo banned once again.
Alright. Always a safe ban, I suppose.
So, Tassadar being changed here is an interesting one. So, he has to stand still to channel his attacks. He has to stand still to cast his Q. But he has Force Wall. So, it's a coin flip, right? It's a difficult circumstance. Now, I've seen a lot of value come out of Psystorm, and Psystorm on Infernal Shrines feels like it would be a really good thing.
Rayman. Now, he was banned, if I'm not mistaken. Right? No?
Who, Greymane?
Yeah, last game? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he was the second ban. Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Let's see. So we've got Shock is Johanna. Coming off the ETC over to Johanna. It's going to be Blazing Hanzo. So a fairly decent amount of protection there for that Tassadar.
You know what? I really like the Hanzo pickup, as well as the Blaze for that matter. Because what Garrosh lacks is like a solid engage, you know? Like, I mean, he can engage, sure. But like, if the enemy team is kiting, like Greymane or whoever, really, he can't really catch up. It's at
They're taking us to church.
They're taking us to church, Aero. You're gonna show us how it's done. But like I was saying, Garrosh can't engage super well. Hanzo at 10 and Blaze with just his charge of general can. So that kind of makes up for his lackluster, or not lackluster, but lacking of a solid engage. So I like that pickup. Both of those.
Fair enough. All right. So I don't think we'll see a what's that called? The Octograb.
Yeah, I don't know. No, probably not. Ana can just cleanse that immediately at 13, just real easy peasy.
Yep. So that just negates his heroic pretty much, unless he gets it on Ana, and if he gets it on Ana, then
that's a problem. Well, actually, not necessarily, because into the fray. So.
Oh, true. All right, well, Rek, let's get our teams introduced.
Alrighty then. It's gonna be your blue team, the left team, Church of Murky, will be played. Well, the Church of Murky man himself, Murky, will be played by Redbeard. Begully on Anduin, Shock on Johanna, Orion on Greymane, and Navy Nuke on Mephisto.
I think it's Orion. All right, over here for the Illidancing Queens, we've got Sezdrin playing the Tassadar, Born to Shine on Ana. D. Cherrywood playing the Garrosh, Yotaru there on Hanzo, and Blaze going to be played by Dax.
Excellent.
There's the force wall, and the thing about the force wall is you have to really be careful about the timing, because the timing, it takes longer to set up now.
Yeah, it certainly does, and it is not insignificant either.
Let's take a look at our talents. So it is going to be a Q build here for Tassadar, going into that shock ray.
Okay.
So that's going to provide a lot of damage as long as Tassadar has the ability to channel, right? Be able to cast that spell and not get punished for it.
Yeah. Oh, Murky came back for a little bit of playtime, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave.
All right, first camp gonna be worked on by Church of Murky here, as Murky himself heading up into the top lane. He'll be playing against Blaze. But we're gonna see an aggressive rotation here from the rest of Church of Murky. And they do get the condemn pull there onto the back line. Darth Cherrywood by himself throws in the Mephisto. But he's actually gonna fall very low here. Yotaru having to jump over the wall away from Navy Nuke. Now, we mentioned earlier about the potential to get threats against Mephisto, and Garrosh is one of the ones that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how they play around that.
I was kind of hoping for a Garrosh throw above there. I'm not gonna lie. So really looking forward to it, but didn't happen. That's all right.
When you say throw above, you mean it like over the wall into his...
Yeah, over the wall into the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Well, that took a left turn. So Johanna heading back up to mid, but the full rotation coming down from Illidancing Queens. Garrosh is going to spook him off, but you know what? I think they're likely to come back in, especially with Johanna standing here watching all of this.
Yeah, and maybe don't throw Johanna back into you, but I like that force wall. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long, and Ana goes ahead and pays the price for that. Unstoppable used by Garrosh, and Shaka getting extremely low, but it's Garrosh first who dies. Unfortunate.
All right, so first 2 kills of the game going in favor of Church of Murky, as the objective just now getting started in the bot lane. And what's it going to be? It's going to be a Mortar Punisher, Rek. So with the changes to towers and structures, how do you feel about the Punishers on this map? What do you think any of them changed in value?
Thinking about it, I would say the Frozen Punisher feels excellent now, because now you can dive alongside him, although you always could. But now more than ever. Any others? I suppose the Mortar Punisher has always been a kind of a friendly fella, but even then, meh. I'd rather talk about this team fight real quick. Sestrin's getting super low, getting absolutely bullied by Navy Nuke over there on Mephisto, and the whole team actually getting pretty low. But he dies first, then Blaze, and it looks like Orion might be soon to follow. No, Anduin goes ahead and gets him out of there with a nice W. And there you go. Mortar Punisher in favor of Church of Murky.
And they've got Murky here with them here, working on the slow onto Garrosh. The leap from the Punisher already used there, so it is going to be right here on the walls. So it's going to take a little bit longer for them to kill this, but it also means that they're a little bit safer, at least for that short period of time.
Murky, I'm going to go ahead and say, actually literally inted so that he could get back top lane faster.
Yeah, that's a legit strat, right? It saves you...
Legitimately, yeah.
Yeah, 100% of the travel time. It takes you, what, 5 seconds to spawn? So yeah, you get right up there, and whatever XP you lost, you gain by being up in that top lane and getting more of the minions.
Murky was looking for a bribe there, but Dax went ahead and actually rotated on him.
So a heavy rotation here for the quick burn onto Murky, but there's a camp pushing in the mid lane now. We'll see if we get a response here or if they just stick on that bruiser camp. And right now they're just going to let that damage come into the structure.
Another camp invade, I should say, for Church of Murky against Illidancing Queens. They've been on top of these camps this game. I'm really happy to see that.
So 3 kills to 1 so far, but I think that 1 kill was all Murky? Oh no, there was the Mephisto kill, that's right.
No, yeah.
So this time the pressure going in favor of Illidancing Queens onto the top fort, but bottom again taking a lot of damage here, a lot of minions there.
Look at this. Look at Orion. He's in an awkward spot right now. Gotta step between him. Garrosh in a hard place. He might just be going down. No! Anduin says no, none of that. Goes ahead and absorbs all of those scatter arrows as well. Does give Yotaru the quest, but I think I'd give a quest for a life any day.
No doubt. Tassadar sitting about halfway done on that Shockray quest. So let's take a quick peek at that so that anybody who's not familiar with it. Basically, it increases the damage by 4 every time you hit. Also makes it so that your resonance beam, that's your auto attack channel, goes up a little bit faster. So Tassadar's damage on his auto attack increases over time. In fact, we can probably take a look at his. Yeah, you can see it here on the left, this number at 66. That's his charge for his auto attack. There's the flip onto Johanna once again, but there's a wall. Durance of Hate coming out onto the Garrosh here, but Blessed Shield hitting both Garrosh and Hanzo. Hanzo jumping over the wall. Mephisto coming back, but it's Johanna who's going to fall there to the Archon. And this is a great time now for that kill for Illidancing Queens.
Yeah, get to show some presence now. I really like that Archon kill. The spell armor reduction feeling super good.
Yeah, so Archon now increases the resonance beam to 100%. So that's that auto attack thing that I was talking about. So his auto attacks get increased in value because of that. And like you said, that spell armor reduction, 20 spell armor reduction. So that's going to be very helpful for Hanzo, for Tassadar.
Correct. And I want to talk about the real MVP there, Decimate. Actually, before we do that, it's going to be another fat Durance of Hate landing on Yotaru and ultimately hitting a whole bunch of other members of the team. Sestrin gets saved, I suppose, by that, not Leap of Faith, excuse me, Into the Fray. But the whole team's gonna have to back off for a second because they're all low.
And halfway point achieved. Gonna throw the Murky out, but he's got that immunity. Hanzo getting the arrow in, Bunker coming out, Shock very low on the Johanna. Can Johanna make it out? It's not gonna happen there. The salvation just a little bit off for where they needed it to keep Johanna alive here. But Dax falling very low as Greymane diving over the wall, possibly looking for more, but Tassadar turning around with that shock ray is going to get a lot of value. And speaking of Tassadar, popping the Archon, working on the Murky, and now going after Anduin. They just need one more for Church of Murky to pick this up. Now it's anybody's, and they do get it. Both of them at 39 there at the last moment. The kill onto Greymane, but Greymane succeeding in getting the Punisher.
Wow. What a game.
And that is a tough pill to swallow if you're Illidancing Queens.
Yeah, I mean, here's the good news. They're only going to lose bottom for it, probably, theoretically.
And it was pretty low to begin with.
Yeah, so this isn't the worst thing that can happen. Yeah, we take those, I guess.
Murky now using bribe stacks here. He's going to get caught, though.
Yeah, he might have just handed Illidancing Queens their own excuse me,
siege camp
there.
There you go.
I'm having a rough time tonight, Aero.
Rodney's saying it's always nice to see people getting into the bunker. Does
You
that happen?
love to see those. You love to see it.
Yeah, it never happens when I drop a bunker.
Oh, be quiet. I don't want to hear another word from you. Oh my god.
That dreads! How does that even happen?
Oh
my goodness. Hanzo just deleted there as that triple durance.
I almost wish we had Mephisto's vision only there. That might have just been a blind fire.
Well, it wasn't blind because Johanna was there, but it was just the tip.
Yeah.
Now this time, Murky using that bribe, he's going to come over here. Now, he used it on one of the wolves instead of the shaman, so yikes. But let that be a lesson to you guys. If you bribe the big one.
Bribe the one that takes the longest. Yeah.
Has the most health, does the most damage. That kind of thing.
Gives the spell armor, yeah.
Yeah, gives the spell armor. Not on this map, but yeah.
Not here, but yeah, exactly.
So Blaze is up there in the top trying to deal with that shaman. That shaman would have eventually cleared itself out anyways, because there's still that fort. But we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, there it is. There's the not. Oh, I don't think
not
a single Murloc there. Garrosh weaving through those like a game of Frogger.
Oh wow, are you old enough to have played Frogger?
Dude, I played Frogger nonstop. That was like one of my earliest games. Not even gonna lie.
What'd you play it on? Like,
I mean, I played it on
something?
PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
But...
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Back in my day, I played it on.
Here we go.
On a paddle that looked, quite frankly, like a large cell phone with numbers and a small metal disc in the bottom. I don't even know why it had a metal disc. It was old school. I couldn't even tell you the name of the video game system.
Atari or something? Or?
No, it was. I think it predated Atari.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Yeah. See, and there's that task wall that I was talking about earlier. Like, it's so easy to just barely miss those. But there's the throw onto Anduin, the jet propulsion coming in. Anduin not going to be here to the start of this one here, 16 to 15.
That's what I'm talking about. The Hanzo Dragon's Arrow helped the Garrosh there, and that allowed him to go ahead and get that kill onto Anduin. Well played, Hanzo. Yotaru, I should be more specific. Sorry.
So this is going to give a bit of a boost here to Illidancing Queens, but because of that, Church of Murky is going to head up into the top lane. They've got a shaman camp and a free ticket right onto this fort.
This is a really good play from Church of Murky. Now, Illidancing Queens will get this, period. No doubt about that, but yes. That's going to go... They might even threaten keep, honestly. I think they're going to go ahead and do that.
And that is a great call. Murky can even stall backs here if he wanted to. Hanzo's going to work on the siege camp to go along with the Punisher. But the wall already down on this top keep.
Would you say it's already down?
Sure, we can say that.
Well, speaking of walls, that one fails. Unfortunate.
Now let's see.
Stayed.
Yeah, Hanzo stayed with the siege camp. Now, the Punisher down here isn't even going to get this fort. Murky getting a lot of value on this.
Tons of it, yeah. Huh, well played.
Now, Church of Murky has been aggressive about the siege camp, so they are not going to get this one. But the question is, can Illidancing Queens make a play on the other side? Oh, there's the throw on Mephisto!
Canceled. Mephisto gets interrupted by his Durance, and that's going to be actually a light weld from Big Gully. He's going to go ahead and stand on that. Here come the Murlocs. They're marching out. And no, Durance is back, boys. There it goes onto 3 members of Illidancing Queens, and they all go down. Gax is in a lot of trouble here as well because Mephisto and Murky are on him. There he goes. Yotaru does make it out, but oh my goodness, that was great.
Keep in mind, too, this is almost the exact same place where we started seeing the 5-man team wipes in last game. Was right around the level 16 power spike, and we just saw almost a 5-man wipe, right? Yotaru made it out with about 15-20% health. And it started off so well, getting the Mephisto, but Mephisto using his Shade of Mephisto to get out of the danger zone there. Feels bad.
Feels bad. That's going to be a keep. Are they ending? No.
Yeah, with the new core mechanics,
no,
it would be
absolutely
really difficult for them to end without some kind of additional pressure, whether it was catapults or camp or preferably an objective. Or a bunch of people dead.
Yeah, that too. The crazy thing is, the next shrine is top lane, so this is looking really good for Church of Murky if they grab this next one.
And if they don't, as we saw in the last one, that opens up bottom lane.
Yeah.
So pretty much Illidancing Queens has to find some significant fight in order to really get some solid push here. The only place they've gotten any structure damage really is the bot lane. It's about 2/3 of the way there. Now this push party seems a little interesting. They've got the siege camp coming up, but Illidancing Queen still has pretty much 2 levels to go before they can catch up on level 20.
Yeah, I think that Church of Murky knows that, and they're just going to go ahead and chill with that. I mean, here's the good thing for Illidancing Queens. All of the minions are on their side of the map, so soaking 20 shouldn't be too hard. Well, not before the objective, of course, but still. Yeah,
that's one of those unfortunate benefits, right? Because hey, it's great. All the XP is coming into my half of the map, so it's relatively safe. But all the minions are on my half of the map, which means that if we die, there's a massive wave going somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, Murky died. I love to see it. I love to see it.
So we're going to have Church of Murky getting onto this Frozen Punisher. Of course, the Frozen Punisher, not going to really get any value for them because it can't freeze the core. It could freeze that mid keep if Illidancing Queens is able to pull it off to the mid keep.
Yeah. IQ definitely not going to get the fight that they wanted, unfortunately. Just not fast enough to get to 20.
So it looks like they're going to make their defense at the core and hope that those core defenses, those new modifications, the Nexus anomaly, will aid them. And I gotta say, those circles are big, but none of the heroes on the side of Church of Murky have large hitboxes, Johanna being, I think, the largest. So they should be able to kind of maneuver around those circles.
Absolutely. Oh, you hear the cursed bullet going out. I believe that hit Sestrin. And here come the cavalry, the Murky cavalry. But that's going to go ahead and kill Blaze, Garrosh, Tassadar. Oh, GG's already being thrown out. I believe that is game, Aero.
It's looking pretty much that way as the Punisher sitting at a cool 66% health, bringing down the core. And that's going to be game number 2 for Church of Murky in this best of 3 series. So 12 kills to 6. You know, I have to say there were a lot of opportunities there that Illidancing Queens were able to take advantage of. But once they got into that late game, they struggled. And the Mephisto getting the Durance of Hate, the Cursed Bullet, the Murky March of the Murlocs in that last fight really had everything. It was just a combination of things that made it very difficult for Illidancing Queens to really step up and do what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, but well done for Church of Murky. They played a great game, and they will get themselves a 2-0 victory. And let's see if we can get somebody in for perhaps an interview.
Ooh, my goodness.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and hop over to one of those channels.
Oh, one of those channels that I've heard so much about.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn off the camera here.
So be it.
And go to NGS. We'll see if they're gonna have to come find us because I can't whisper. Redbeard. Let's go to lobby 3.
Okay.
Oh,
whoa.
Oh, hello.
We joined at like the same time. That's crazy.
Pretty close. Let's see if we can get let's see, 5. See if we can get that. We'll do a quick reminder about the NGS Patreon while we wait for, hopefully we can get somebody from Church of Murky in. All right, it does look like we're going to get someone. Who that is, we don't know yet.
Of course.
We'll find out in just a moment. And of course, I don't have the stats up anymore, do you?
I do, actually, yes.
Any stats or talents that... oh, I'm guessing Begully's coming because they just joined the server.
Excellent.
Hello there.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hello, hello.
Just fine. How you feeling after the big win there? So Begully here, the support. Sorry, continue on.
I'm doing good. Feels good to win the first match for us. Obviously, you want to get off to a good start, so feel good.
Absolutely. So congratulations on your victory. That's a 2-0. Gets you the maximum number of points, getting all 3 of them here, getting started in the season. So what are your guys' let's talk a little bit here. It's the beginning of the season. What are you guys looking forward to the season? Some of the stuff you may not know, of course. I mean, I don't know how much you get into the minutiae about your team, but we're going to ask you anyway.
Yeah, no, happy to talk to you about it. Most of us have played together now for a little while. The recent addition that we had was Navy Nuke. He joined us just recently, and he's one of our DPS guys. The rest of us kind of had our roles set now for a little while, so pretty comfortable. But obviously, you add a new guy on the team, you just want to hope that it's a good fit. And so far, it's been great. Just getting comfortable with him, and he fit in really nicely. He's doing awesome for us, and then just for the rest of us, we just continuing to kind of work on continuity, teamwork, and like I said, it's good to start this season off the way we did.
Sure. So I'm going to leave the specific support questions to my support main co-caster. So I'm going to ask you a couple of other things here. So we started off the game 1 there, we get a Mephisto. We start off game 2, we get a Mephisto. So Navy Nuke really, flexing, showing that he's got a wide range of heroes. that he can play. Just kidding about that. But so the high priority on Mephisto. So Rek and I were both a little bit surprised by that. Was there a specific reason that you put Mephisto at the top of your selection list? Was it like something to make sure that they didn't take it or didn't ban it, or was it more that you were trying to like not show something later, or anything else?
Yeah, no, I think you kind of touched on some of the points for sure. You know, a lot of that kind of factors into it. And then just from my perception, he plays Mephisto really well. Strong hero, and also strong on you know, especially Volskaya. But I would say on both maps, and so just all those factors at play. You know, lead with your strengths, and he is a valued hero right now. So why not take him early? Was kind of our attitude with that.
Sure. And then you guys had kind of surprise last picks with your Deathwing and then your Murky. Was the Deathwing always the plan in game one, or was that kind of a, oh look, they don't have anything to deal with it, let's take this? How did that work for you guys?
Yeah, I would say we've always got Deathwing on the table. You know, Redbeard plays him very well. Obviously, you can't just plug him in there in all scenarios, but I wouldn't necessarily say we were gunning for him. But as the draft unfolded, you know, saw that opportunity, and then with the last pick there, you know, just looked like a good opportunity to take him. And I would say it definitely worked it to our advantage for most of the team fights. It felt like it just you know, gave us an edge, and like Redbeard plays him really well, and you know, it worked to our favor.
Sure. Well, you guys had some really good plays with the Deathwing. You had that big 5-man team wipe over the fortification camp on their side of the map.
Yes.
You had some a lot of value out of the Mephisto with the Durance of Hate. You know, the White Mane. I realized after the first game, I was like, we talked very briefly about White Mane at the very beginning of the game, and then she was just invisible because the DPS were doing so much on the offense that, like, you were doing your job and it just didn't have to be flashy, right?
No, not at all. I mean, I think I could pick any healer. That my teammates that's solid all around. And, yeah, those are the games. It's kind of nice to not feel as pressured, you know, when everyone's doing a great job. And but no, I enjoy White Mane, like playing her. But like I said, I think any healer could have done the job well. Everyone was playing awesome.
Sure. Rek, what questions do you have for our support player here?
Sure. I made a brief comment on how it was kind of possible that you could have taken Divine Reckoning on White Mane in the first game, but I'm not going to bother you too much about that. I'm more interested in your Anduin play and build and whatnot, because I've always been a big proponent for Lightwell and Variant's Legacy, which you took on Infernal Shrines. I always loved that together.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really fun. It lets you proc Lightwell pretty much all the time, really. But I want to know about Salvation. Why did you take Salvation here? I know generally people like Light Bomb better. I've always liked Salvation as an idea, but I could never quite put it in practice. So why Salvation here?
Yeah. Well, first, just as because I love White Mane, I'm always looking for opportunities to take
Sure.
Reckoning. So
Yeah.
It's such fun. She's just a fun healer in general to play. I love her abilities, just kind of style of play. To be honest, I'm just not. I would say I'm not as confident with Reckoning, and it you know does require a little more setup. And
Sure.
in the game one's case, I saw the Mayev, and I knew they kind of wanted to have us clumped. And so I just felt like Aegis was the safer choice, but
Sure.
you could make the argument since we were all clumped, you know, and we're going to be bunched together. It could have Reckoning could have been just as good, if not better. But yeah, Aegis would have a comfort pick for me.
Gotcha.
For Anduin, Yeah, it's almost kind of the same.
Okay.
Kind of same mindset with his two ults. Salvation definitely for me is the safer of the two. I like the idea of Light Bomb. You know, we've tried some comps where you can pair it pretty nicely and some great combos. But I just, again, with the comfort and knowing we're going to be clumped, I was watching for try and get their CC out first, of course. You know, make them exhaust that, so you know you're a little bit safer, and then just go from there. But it's a risk, because it never feels good to hit that ult and then get knocked out of it immediately, which can definitely happen.
Mm-hmm. Very well then. All right, I like that answer. I'm down for that.
All right. Anything else, Rek?
No, nothing in particular.
All right. So, Begolia, to put you a little bit on the spot here, I always ask, one last question to help identify perhaps a moment that maybe we didn't catch, or in some cases maybe we did, but that you felt was important. So what was a moment that you felt was highlight reel worthy from your match tonight? And it doesn't have to be something you did, it could be something your teammates did, something that your opponents did, but what was just some moment that you really want to make sure that you call attention to?
I definitely would like to go back and watch them. Probably would have a better answer. Knee-jerk reaction, though, it's got to be the fight, game 1, Volskaya, on their camp, and the Redbeard, I know, got a triple kill on it, but I mean everybody was just doing lots of damage, and you know, as they approached to try and prevent us from capping, we felt like we were in a pretty good position, but once that happened, it was just the momentum. You know, at that point, everybody was feeling great. So for me,
Sure.
that was definitely one of the highlights of the night. You know, we able to capitalize on that play.
Makes sense. That was a fantastic play. I think that is definitely highlight reel worthy. I think that's something, make sure even that you guys clip that and maybe send that into the Nexus Edge for the highlights.
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Any shout outs you'd like to make? The floor is yours.
Yeah, just a shout out to, really to all my teammates. Everyone played great. It's been fun playing with all of them. As a support, I just trying to take care of them, let them do their jobs, and you know what? They all did their jobs great. So everybody gets a shout out, and in my opinion, and Redbeard with the clutch late picks, I'll give him a little extra shout out.
There you go. All righty, well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for cats.
You're welcome.
You are welcome.
All right, Rek, I'm going to call you back.
All right, great.
There you go, Rek. Welcome back to the stream, buddy.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back. I was missing for so long. What happened?
Yeah, I don't remember. It's a boomer thing. By the way, I'm not a boomer.
I'm aware,
Just to be clear.
but it makes it more fun.
So 2-0 victory here for Church of Murky. That's going to wrap us up for right now, and there's a fair bit of time until the next game, so I'm going to send everybody over to Linehouse's stream for just to finish up a match they've got over there. But you can come back at 10:30 tonight here, where we're going to see Cool Cats and Kittens versus Team Rainbow Strike go. And hey, so Murda coming in. Absolutely, buddy. Appreciate the sub. Really fantastic. I appreciate you being here and subbing to the stream.
Absolutely. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So no worries, Murda. Fully understand. We're all in kind of a little bit of a whirlwind right now, dealing with the nature of the world.
Weird. It's a little weird right now.
Exactly. Well, Rek, anything you'd like to say to Twitch before we wrap up and send them over to Linehouse?
Hi, everyone. I hope you had a good time in the stream. I know I did. You can follow me on Twitter at Recychic, RECYCHIC, if you feel like it. On Twitch as well. I haven't streamed in a while, but maybe I will soon again. Who knows? If you have any questions about really healer-wise, I would probably be the best kind of questions. You can DM me. I don't mind answering questions or picking your brain or just shooting back and forth. Even just to say hi. I'm on the NGS channel or Discord channel, and you can find me pretty much anywhere, and I'm willing to answer anything you have.
Good deal. All right, everybody. We'll be back in 45 minutes for that other match. It's a D West matchup, and Lulu will be joining us, the commissioner of NGS Spam. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all back here soon. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Rek? You look like
yeah.
you
What
had.
does spam stand for?
I don't know.
I'll have to ask.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Good night.